Alright, gonna do a little walk around and review video of the Star Lab CNC table. This is a 5x10 2023 model. It has steppers, not servos. This is just the regular table. I have basically the basic options. I do have oxy fuel option that's not set up. Otherwise it's a stock table, 5x10. I'm running a Hypertherm 65 sink. I'm going on 10 months of owning this. I just did my first water change and big clean out recently. Got the slats all cleaned up. It's ready for another 10 months or so. One of the reasons I kind of want to make this video, when I was looking to buy this table, I couldn't really find much on YouTube or the internet. There's a few things on the Star Lab website and on their YouTube as well, but there wasn't really a whole lot. There's a few other people that have some videos on YouTube, but I figured I'd just kind of do a walk around, kind of my review. Yeah, going on 10 months here. Overall, this has been an amazing table. I've upgraded. This was an upgrade from a Langmuir 4x8 XR. I outgrew that one in about a year. That one paid for itself, and this one within a year. So this has been a great investment for the business in general. It was definitely worth the upgrade. Overall, I've been pretty satisfied as far as the table performance and the customer service that Matt has over at Star Lab. I optioned for green frame, black gantry. That's one of the things I liked when I was looking at this. You could kind of do some custom colors. My business logo is green related, so that's kind of why I went with green. So it's definitely a plus, kind of having some other options like that, because there's a lot of the manufacturers out there don't have that. You basically just get whatever they can put on it, and then you're stuck with it. So it's nice having an option, and there's been some really cool colors that Matt has built with this table. I've seen some really nice color schemes. If you don't care so much about that, that's not a big deal to most people, but again, it is nice having that option. It is not extra, as far as I know, unless you get a really custom color or something. It's not extra to get a different color. The only thing, if you do a custom color, is it has to be paid in full when you place your order, for obvious reasons. Their stock color is blue, which I think looks good as well. The powder coat has held up great. I haven't noticed any areas. Actually, I think there was one area over here, but besides that, the powder coat has held up phenomenal. Let's see if I can find this spot over here that might be somewhat compromised. I don't know. I don't remember where it is. Yeah. There's a small spot You might not even be able to see it on camera, but there's a small spot right here where it's kind of bubbling up. I don't know if that was like that or if that's kind of come to be, but powder coat has held up great. Let's see. Right now I got my air dryer, my plasma, everything's under the table, out of the way. I got this in my bay door here so I can load sheets easily. This thing runs smooth. These rails, the rack and pinion, everything just runs flawlessly. All these cable tracks or whatever you call them, those all, I don't have an issue with them. Everything glides smooth, everything runs smooth up and down the linear rails. Matt takes a lot of pride in these linear rails, and I think it shows. You can kind of find some more information on how he does this on the Star Lab website, but he brags about this a lot, and I think I definitely think it shows. I guess the one complaint I may have as far as motion would be there's a slight growl at low speed, and that's because of the motors kind of vibrating that cover there. It's nothing really I would dock a point on for this, but it is something that's noticeable. It just sounds a little weird, but you get used to it eventually. Definitely a big thing for the rails and motion system is just kind of keeping everything clean and greased. These rails and the rack have held up great. I got a sheet of 1/4 inch on there right now. In the peak, I probably cut 2 to 3 tons of a sheet and plate a month. Maybe in the peak of last summer, I was probably up around 4 tons a month of sheet and plate I was cutting on here. And this thing just held up. It has held up great. Even the slats, they really haven't got that bad, even after I cleaned them up. The big thing I try to do, I typically cut full sheets, but one thing I kind of keep in mind is just kind of, if I'm doing small stuff, kind of like this square here, I try to disperse or cut it in a different area. I try not to cut it like all in the middle every single time. I kind of try to jump around so the slats get used up in different areas, and that I don't run into issues where I'm just dumping a bunch of heat in one single area. I kind of spread it out as much as I can. This is a 5x10 table. It is oversized, I think by 2 inches or so, maybe 4 inches, I can't remember. That is definitely one thing I will brag about, because I typically get heads and tail sheets, and those almost always run oversized. 5-foot sheet is usually around 60, sometimes up to 64 inches wide for the heads and tails that I get. So it is nice having that extra room to fit the wider sheets. The longer sheets fit on here. I've had like 10-foot 6 sheets on here. It is a little tricky getting it on there because this gantry doesn't go completely behind the water bed, so I typically end up having to hang it off this end, which isn't a big deal. It just takes a little bit more work getting the plate on there. Longest cut time I've had with this is around, I think, 6.5, 7 hours continuous cut time. That was on a fixture table and a few other things. When I was cutting that, I cut that right when I first got this table, and I set up a security camera and just pointed it right at the table, and I walked away for hours and hours, and the thing just ran and ran and ran. So it's definitely an industrial grade machine or table, just like they advertise. I don't have any doubt in that aspect. This thing is heavy. I don't know how much it weighs dry, but it is very stout. The framework is very stout. Everything is fully welded. I don't know what tube size they got there, but everything is structured very well. When you move this thing around, you can definitely tell you're moving a brick. This thing doesn't twist or bend or move in any way. You pick this thing up and the whole thing's just rigid. Take a look here, kind of on the underside. Get a look kind of what this looks like. It's very simple, very basic. There's not a lot of clutter. If you have the air scribe or something like that, there's going to be a little more clutter and stuff for your airlines and whatnot over there, but very basic under here. You have your control box here. This is just mounted on some aluminum angle, tapped holes right into the frame there. This is very easy to get to turn off and on. As long as you just got to bend down, kind of turn everything off and on, but it's kind of right here. It's very easy to get to. Cable track right there. That's in a good spot, kind of tucked up as close as it can get it. Yeah, you got your control box, cable guide, and that's pretty much it for underneath it. You got your ground tab right over there in that corner. Here's kind of some of what the underside looks like. Everything is very clean. There's not really any way this could get dirty under here, but and then over in that back corner, you got your drain. There is one drain on this table, and I think that's plenty enough. I think that's a 2-inch drain over there. When I drained this a couple weeks ago, it drained pretty well. You just kind of got to squeegee. If your table's not completely level, you just got to squeegee a small amount of water to the drain. But base plate, the feet, very well built. That's 3/4, I think, flat bar tapped, self-leveling. Definitely recommend taking the time to level this thing out. Mine's not 100% perfect, but it's definitely worth the time to get it leveled out properly. Here's the other side of the table here. Just kind of getting a look over everything. Drain right there. Stepper motors in there. Everything is very neat, organized. Splash guards, or whatever you call those, you got those on both sides. Those aren't permanent. You can just unscrew those and take those off if you need. I'll get it turned on here and move the gantry on a little bit. Alright, we got the table fired up here. I just recently got this Harbor Freight cart to store the computer and monitor. This is very I think this is a very nice way to do things. You can close the lid if you want to, get it out of the way of dust and sparks and whatnot in the shop if you need to. Just take it off e-stop here. I'll just show you kind of the low speed growl from the motors that I was referencing earlier. Drive it up closer. This does move at 600 inches per minute for steppers, which is pretty fast. Fastest I've cut is around 350 inches per minute. I don't think I would need anything faster for what I do. So yeah, that's plenty quick for what most people are going to need. This is a kind of growl. Again, that's not really a negative on this table. It's just kind of something. When I first got this table, I noticed that, and I reached out to Matt and asked him because I thought something was wrong, but he was like, nope, that's normal. So that is what it is. Back of the gantry is very nice. Everything is run through. It was very easy to kind of feed the torch through that. This stuff is not the funnest to work with, but it is what it is. Z-axis is very nice, very smooth. We got ball screw in there. That's ball screw on linear rails. Magnetic breakaway. That has been very nice. My other table didn't have that, and that thing has saved my butt more times than I can count. So that is, I think, kind of one of the things you should look for if you're looking for a table like this. Magnetic breakaway is just kind of something you need, really. You don't want to have to sit there and babysit your cuts all the time, so if you can just let this thing run and then something does happen, that'll break away, and then you can fix the tip up or whatever happened. I don't have anything to cut at the moment. I could cut something out. I could find something to cut, but I don't want to do that right now. So I'll just kind of showcase some stuff that I've cut. This is going to depend a lot on your plasma, what plasma you got. So take this for what you will. But the table really does a lot of the work as far as smooth cutting, round holes, stuff like that. Again, I have the 65 sync. My favorite thickness material to cut is definitely 3/8. That 3/8, 65 and 3/8, or 65 sync and 3/8 just cuts absolutely phenomenal. Here we got a part I cut out. This is 3/8 here. Very round holes. You can get the holes very, very accurate if you take the time. You just gotta learn the table, learn your plasma and your settings, and you can get things dialed in very nicely. I think this is 1/2 inch here. See if I can get a close up on that edge. Very smooth edge. As far as corners, 90 corners and stuff like that, that is going to depend a lot on your settings and how you do that, so it kind of just takes some playing with, but you can get some very, very nice quality parts out of this table. Again, this is 1/2 inch here. I think this is some 3/8 again. Very smooth corners, very sharp edges. Here's some more 1/2 inch here. I typically don't spend a lot of time getting my lead ends perfect just because I'm cutting a lot of different stuff all the time. I don't always have the time to get that tuned in, but edge quality is very nice. This is your plasma cutter. What plasma cutter you have comes into play here, but the smooth motion of the table definitely plays a big part in that as well. So I think I've only had 2 issues, maybe 3 issues with this table. First one was the line laser. I originally ordered this with the line laser for the torch. That worked great. That was something I enjoyed having, but it didn't last very long before the lasers themselves kind of crapped out. Matt, I believe, has kind of acknowledged that a little bit. I don't believe that's his fault. That's not really nothing that he could do. It's just the quality of the lasers maybe weren't so great. They did get pretty dirty. Water would always splash up on them and you'd have to clean them off to kind of get a sharper line. But when I had them on there, that was a very nice feature to have. But on the plus side, they did crap out. I sent them back to Matt, and he refunded me, no questions asked. So I can't really complain about that. Second issue I had when I very first started was this B-Link computer. This, I don't know what happened, it just crapped out or something, but I got my table up and running and tried to use it a little bit, and then this thing kind of crapped out. And I talked to Matt. Every time I've talked to Matt, it's been great customer service. He always answered the phone in my emails. But that happened when I first got the table. Matt took care of that right away. I shipped that back to him, and then he tested it or did whatever, and then found it to be defective, so he set one back right away, and that's been going good. For some reason, this monitor has been a little finicky as far as the HDMI connection. I'm not sure what's up with that. Sometimes the monitor just won't turn on and you have to play with the cable a bunch of times or something like that. I don't know. I don't really understand it, but that's not really anything major. I did just recently move this table. I originally had it going this way over here. It was kind of sitting right here. So when I emptied the water and cleaned it, I kind of turned it this way. Yeah, anyways, I was saying I moved the table over there to this way, and when I got everything hooked back up and ready to fire up, I wasn't getting anything. I turned everything on, and it wasn't getting any signal. I couldn't open. This is I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm running Command CNC, the stock software. You can get flash cut, but this is Command CNC. Anyways, I couldn't get this to open because it wasn't reading a signal. Tried a few things myself, did the normal reset, unplug, blow out with air, all that stuff, and it wasn't turning on. So then I contacted Matt, kind of explained the problem, and right away I got help as usual from him. And he suspected it might be his computer again. So I sent that into him to diagnose that. He said that was fine, and then he said the culprit may be the EBOB board or something like that in the control box under the table. So that was the next thing. I sent that into him, and he found whatever that was that he was referencing to be faulty in that. So he replaced that and sent that back to me. We're back up and running now. I was down for maybe a week or so. I can't remember. It wasn't too terribly long, but as soon as I got that thing to him, Matt got on it right away, replaced it, did what he had to do, and he next dayed it back to me, or 2-day or whatever. But I definitely have no complaints with that. He definitely has us business owners in mind, so he's very mindful that downtime means money. So he's very aware of that. He's on top of the ball with a lot of things like that, and I think many of his customers can say the same thing. And those have been the only issues. I haven't had anything else. Everything has been working great. I see a lot of life left in this thing, or I'll probably I'll upgrade or do something else by the time this thing gets wore out. But I definitely would use this table for many years, and I think it would hold up great. This is a big investment. If you're watching this and you're a business owner, this is a big investment. This was my biggest investment at that point. It was kind of nerve-wracking, but seeing how well my other plasma table did, I knew this was going to be a home run, and it has. So if you're thinking about it, or if you're on the fence, I'll just watch this video, kind of take everything in, do your own research. One thing I will mention, if you're not tech savvy, if you're not good at problem solving, if you're not good at kind of diagnosing things yourself and figuring things out yourself, this table would be a little overwhelming for you at first. If you have no CNC experience whatsoever and you jump into this thing, it's going to be a learning curve. You're going to have to really kind of be patient, take the time to figure everything out, how to set everything up properly. The biggest thing when it comes to this stuff is just diagnosing an issue whenever it arises. You have to be thorough. You can't just jump to one thing and try that and then jump to other. You do in a way, but a lot of the issues you may run into is either your settings, as far as post-processing, G-code, your plasma, your air supply, all those things play a factor in making the table run efficiently. So you definitely have to be aware that if a problem arises, you have to kind of go through things methodically to fix the issue. And most of the times, it's a really simple fix. Most of the times, it's just a setting issue in SheetCam, or you forgot to turn the height control off when it should be on, or vice versa. It's a lot of the things like that is really simple, or it ends up being really simple. So I would just say kind of just be patient, think it through, and this is a really great setup here for business owners or hobbyists.